Warning: the content of this podcast may offend you. If you are a snowflake or easily offended, please stop watching now.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro. Don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're dreaming. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fight back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Rubber City Throwdown, the official Voices of Honor Fighting Championship and Cage Thunder.
Oh my God.
Dude, it's been a week, man.
Dude.
It has.
Guys, we just came off of an awesome fight for last week at Honor Fighting Championship 7, I believe, right?
Yeah, that was a good card.
We're getting ready to go into this Cage Thunder card where we thought that last week's fight card was going to be awesome. We've got some fucking names on this one that I almost got a chub over it. I was excited about these guys.
Yeah, we got the rematch of Lucas and Braden. That's going to be interesting, to see how I'm not so much worried about. Not worried. I'm not interested in Lucas's game plan coming into this. That was the first time they fought. I was like, how's Lucas going to adapt?
Right.
How's Lucas going to adapt to Braden's style of fighting? Now I'm more curious as to how Braden is going to adapt to Lucas's style of fighting now that they've already fought. So
yeah, and on the losing side, usually that's the person that tries to make an adjustment to why they lost. And there's a couple things that Liggett could have done different, but Jose Burgos is a smart coach, so he's not going to have Lucas do the exact same thing again anyway.
Yeah.
So that's going to be an interesting fight. And with that, what we had talked about last time, when I was telling you about how there's this big drawn out plan that we can't talk about, step one happened. Step one happened. Step two, we'll find out, next Saturday.
Right.
But it'll be interesting for sure. So
yeah.
I mean, these guys are also coming in for a different organization that from their last fight, and they're both going for a little bit higher of a cost with a title.
No, the last
for a title.
one
Was it for a title? I couldn't remember if it was.
No,
but
when these guys fought in August at Nautica.
yeah, that's about for a title at Nautica is about as big as you can get,
Right.
especially at amateur.
Okay, so then this one, yeah, I remembered it was at Nautica, but I couldn't remember if it was a title fight. It was so long ago.
No, it was definitely a title fight at Nautica. Lucas won, and like I said back then, I was skeptical on Lucas's ability to close the gap and be able to strike with Braden based on Braden's fighting style. Now I'm really curious to see how Braden is going to adapt. What is he doing different for this fight that he didn't do or prepare for in the first time they met? So this could be a very interesting fight. I'm really looking forward
Just
to
like the
this main
first
event.
one. The first one wasn't a one-sided fight. I think Lucas controlled most of it.
Right.
But it wasn't completely dominant. It wasn't like, oh man, he kicked his ass. It was like that was a good fight. It was a grind.
It was.
So
It was definitely a grind.
if
Right.
Lee can do a little more sprawl and brawl, use his length, that could change the fight. But I don't think it's going to be the the same game plan from Lucas either. So this could definitely be a fun fight to watch.
Right, we got some. Obviously, this is an all amateur card for Cage Thunder, and it's going to be at the American Legion over in Kent, the same location. Cage Thunder 5 was at. This is 6, right?
Yeah, this is 6. Yep.
So it's the same location as the day before Thanksgiving show. It's the American Legion in Kent, and we got a bunch of guys making their debut. We got Caven.
Savosic.
How do you say that?
Savosic? That's what I'm going with. When I asked him, he's like, don't worry about it. So I'm just,
Well, that's not
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
don't even attempt it. So I'm pretty sure it's Savosic.
Right, so Caven training with Apex.
Kevin Z.
Kevin Z
There
training
we
with
go.
Apex Fight System. He's going up against a 0-2 Danny Jackson. This fight's going to be at
He told his own
welterweight.
trainer not to worry about it.
You know, in that fight, too, you know, he had a different opponent. And
Yeah, who was he supposed to fight at
he
first?
was supposed to fight Brian Bird, but then he just kind of ghosted, and he was weird about signing doing stuff online or whatever. And you know, I don't know what he's got going on. I'm not going to shit talk him, but he just didn't stay in contact. So we got a new opponent. Had to go up a weight class, but you know,
Okay, so this isn't going to be at welterweight now. This is going to be at 85.
middleweight. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and you know, Kevin is a strong kid, natural wrestler. He'll be fine
He's
at
a good
85.
counter puncher.
He is.
David's a really good
He
counter
is.
puncher. So
So
he's a good grappler too. So it's going to be. I don't know much about Jackson, except that he's got like 3 fucking names apparently.
Yeah. And no fight footage either.
Yeah, well, I mean, what we were able to find on the guy, really, what did we fought? We fought. There was one, right? We found one, the one where you got
It's the short one.
the short one where you got
Yeah.
he has a guillotine,
I think so. Yep.
the guillotine choke, pretty quick in the first round, I believe. So, I mean, I'd say he's an amateur. He's only got 2 fights. There isn't much on. But he also those fights are also was it Wisconsin?
I think so. Yeah. I think he's from
yeah.
Michigan, fought in Wisconsin.
Yeah, so that right there, yeah. So
Yeah. But hey, 0-2. We just saw an 0-2 guy completely dominate a fight last Saturday. So
Fabin,
yeah.
yeah. So
So-
he's out of Michigan too. So,
Yep. So you never know.
Just the level of competition and how well a fighter can adapt to training and
Experience.
and, yeah.
It's experience.
So, and Cody Michaels and Marcus Beatty, 1-1 for Cody Michaels and 1-2 for Marcus. Seen Marcus fight when he fought Josh Hoskar. He beat Josh. Cody Michaels, not the Cody that we're thinking of.
Right.
Different Cody Michaels.
A little smaller guy.
Little small.
little smaller of a guy, not a guy, but yeah.
little smaller. Again, I think are they going on to 205? Or are they meeting at heavyweight for this one? Because I know Marcus was in a
That I'm not sure. I think it was they were talking 205, but I don't know. You never know with BD.
Right. Now Marcus, he got shot like twice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The last time we talked to him, we're like, "Hey man, what happened? Where you been?" He's like, "Dude, I got fucking shot."
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's
"What?
when? Where?
Like,
I feel like so. Now I want to know why
like
or how. How was he in the wrong place at the wrong time, or was he hanging out with the wrong crowd? Which one?
Probably
was it?
both, but who knows?
Honestly, who knows?
He
The dude got shot, but he survived, and he's still
Doesn't walk with a limp, right?
no, I don't think so.
Been shot twice. Now
He
don't walk
probably
with a
walks
limp.
more of a swagger now. I, mean,
Right?
I'm
Badge
sorry.
of honor.
I don't know.
I don't. That's a scar that you get to keep for the rest of your life.
Marcus is a good dude. Like if he stays straight, I mean,
He's a tall guy too.
Yeah.
He's
6'4".
tall. Yeah, he's a tall
Yeah.
guy. So, and Cody 6 foot. So, gonna be interesting to see. I'm more curious about Cody.
Yeah, what he
Yeah,
brings.
what he brings.
Yep.
Because again, he's 1-1. There isn't too much on the guy. He's new. A new fighter. So
Seems like he normally walks around at what 195, somewhere around there, and then he's
200
going up.
Probably fights. He's probably. I mean, without looking at his fight history, he probably had a fight at 185 or catch weight.
Yeah.
205 is probably where
Right.
he's comfortable right now. So, moving on to Logan Snyder and Jonathan Church. I believe this fight's still on. These are two guys, 155ers, that are making their debut. So
Give us something to talk about.
yeah, literally nothing more to say about these two guys. I really look forward to seeing this fight happen, and I get to look over the footage and
Dude, I get to watch it live.
Yeah, man. Well,
I
we
get
all
to
get
be-
to watch it live. But
Well, no, I'm saying I get to
to
see the sweat off of them, and I get to see.
You have the best seat besides the referee. You have the best seat.
And I have to say, I have to thank the organization that's allowing us to do this, because it was there was a long time ago. So real quick, outside story. Long time ago, when me and Norm first started doing these fucking interviews and wanting to start covering this stuff, we're at RFO, and we're at the what theater was that? What was that? Oh,
the
shit.
Masonic.
Was that the Masonic up in Cleveland?
Temple.
Masonic.
So we're up there, right? And we're sitting all the way up in fucking nosebleed. We're watching these guys with cameras running around and
I was
everything.
really fat. I just wanted to be alone. away from
Project
everybody.
getting up to the top.
I just wanted to be away from everybody.
So we're out there, and Norm's getting me fired up about, MMA again and all this other stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is going to be great. And I look at Norm, and I was like, Norm, one day I'm going to be that guy standing on the side of the cage recording shit. And lo and behold, we're working not only for one organization doing that now, but we're working for two. Three. I'm sorry, three. So, yes, dream come true. That's all I wanted to say.
Who's our third?
Big Dog.
Big Dog Boxing, dude.
We cover them.
Oh, okay. Well, boxing. I was thinking MMA. I'm like, who the fuck?
We
Oh
didn't
yeah,
tell
I
you?
didn't tell you.
What the
me and
hell?
Brian have been coordinating things behind your back, boss.
Hold on. Whoa. Jesus Christ.
So do you want
Oh,
me to
man.
pay you off now to own the company or
Oh
later?
my God. You give me $100,000, you can have it. Everything. I'll give you.
Dude,
all
that'll
my
pay off
equipment.
your fucking house and your cars.
It wouldn't pay my house off. But
Oh god, I'm sorry.
everything.
I'm sorry. We ran down
You give me $100,000. I'll give you the company and all my equipment, and then I'll invest another $30,000, and I'll make my own. I'm not
the
signing
camera.
Up. You can have the camera. I'll buy my own shit.
No, he's gonna keep
I'm
the
not
camera.
signing a non-compete. Though. So,
I'm sorry. That would never happen. We love each other.
but.
Oh man.
Moving on with this Cage Thunder card, we got
Rabbit
another
holes.
two guys making their debut in the middleweight division of Trey Blackman and Richard Kaufman. Again, can't wait to see this fight because I want to see what they bring to the table.
Dude.
Give us something to talk about again. And like I said before, middleweight. There are not a lot of middleweights.
Yeah.
So,
There's more of them starting to pop up, man. I
Yeah.
want more heavyweights, man. There's the heavyweight.
I
division,
don't.
I do. I want the heavyweight division to, I want more of them, and I want them to start accumulating more of a record now because all the heavyweights are within 3 fights. Every one of them's got besides James Neff, who
Yeah.
most of his fights came in the super heavyweight division. Actually, all of them, right?
Okay, I was
All
thinking
of
of.
them are in the
I'm
super
sorry.
heavyweight
Yes, I want to see more heavyweights. I don't want to see any more super heavyweights
super
because
heavyweights
his
are
last
even-
one with Tyree, I think, was heavyweight. I think that was a heavyweight fight.
with James Neff and Tyree
Was
Johnson.
it?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I think that was the first. Yeah, he was making his heavyweight debut.
Yep.
So,
Yeah,
but
because Tyree's not even. a super
regardless,
heavyweight.
he's got 10 fights. One of them was in the heavyweight division, and with James being 4 and 6, we'll get to that here in a minute because he is also on this card.
Yeah.
But
Oh, dude, my
We-
best
we-
friend's here.
We skipped a fight.
We did.
We did
Who'd we
a
skip?
late addition.
Oh.
An 0-0 versus 1-0.
yeah, we got James Haley and Bryce Guthrie. Bryce's opponent backed out of the
Really?
last fight. He was supposed to fight at Honor 7.
Yeah, yeah.
And dude just didn't show up. Just didn't have the heart to come in and. I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on.
And he had said that when all said and done, he thought he could make the weight, but I mean with the weather, and then because of the weather, his corners and stuff, they weren't willing to come up.
I
So he
mean,
didn't wanna
last
come by
weekend was
himself.
a hell day.
But with everything else involved, it's questionable. But hey, gotta you sign a contract, you gotta show up, man.
Right. I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna hit that hit that nail any harder than it's already been hit, man. But
And Bryce was like, I'll fight him at 85. I'll fight him at
he didn't care.
45,
Bryce,
wherever.
Bryce was ready to go
Yeah.
at any weight class for that. And, we got an opportunity to talk to Bryce a lot at weigh-ins for the honor card. So we got to learn a little bit about him and where he trains out of Coshocton, and he trains with the grind or at the grind.
A really
His
funny
coach-
interview.
His coach is, trained with under Caesar Gracie for 12 years. He's been training the last 25 years in a form of Sambo.
Sambo,
So getting a guy like Bryce, who apparently has been boxing since around the age of 14, and with James Haley being primarily a boxer, this is going to be really cool to see what Bryce is going to be able to bring to the table, because James, everybody in Akron saw what James brought to the table
Oh, man.
a couple weeks, last week. 'Cause
Speed and aggression.
It was-
man.
speed and aggression.
He pressured a lot.
It was just
relentless.
It was just
Sorry.
a relentless onslaught. He did what he was supposed to do. I'm really proud of that kid. Like I said, it's not very often you see a fighter of his experience making his debut actually doing what he's supposed to do,
Right.
which was stuff the takedown, angle out, center of the cage,
Counter.
don't get pressed
Yep.
up against the cage where he can get taken down. And when he did get taken down, though, probably have to work on his ground transitioning and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Was able to, get out of the arm bar.
Dude, that was amazing when he
so-
did that. I was watching the damn thing, and I'm looking at him going, "Oh, this is it. This is done. He's got it." And then he flips him right out, and it was great.
But what kills me is that, and what I respect the most about Bryce is that he, after seeing the footage of that fight and seeing how James fights, is excited
Yeah.
for this fight, wants the fight, is on 2-week notice too, fighting a guy
right.
like this. He wants the fight. I mean, and Bryce has been training for this. He was training for his last fight for, I don't know how long his camp was, but he just looked at this as an opportunity. He just extended his camp by 2 more weeks.
Yep.
He's on weight already. He's already in shape. He's already been training. Hey, he
Yeah.
probably didn't have to do much
Right.
as far as altering his training goes, because we knew that his
Less
last
sprawls,
opponent
more
was going
counters,
to be
yeah.
doing more boxing than groundwork anyway.
Yeah, both these guys, Bryce is like, I'll take it, hell yeah. And then James, he's like, so there's no information on this guy? No. All right, fuck it, let's fight him.
Right.
So,
Well, that's kind of how. I mean, that's the
That's
old
just
school way of
everywhere.
taking fights,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Back 10 years ago, there wasn't much information on anyone anyway. So you kind of just, hey, fight this guy. He's 1-2 or 2-0. Oh, okay. You know where he trains? No.
All right.
That's all right.
Let me bust out the 38 millimeter reel.
right. Yeah, but hey, you got two guys wanting to fight that don't know a whole lot about each other.
That's
So,
called the epitome of competitive nature. That's just awesomeness. It's what it is.
And that can end up being a really good fight. They're both tall, they're
Could be,
both
yeah.
long. There's not going to be a reach advantage, so it could be a good fight.
Yeah, it's
I
gonna be
can't
fun.
wait.
And then Stacy Jordan and Joshua Barbie. This fight, man, I don't know what beef these two have with each other, but apparently
They've been talking
Stacey-
shit on each other the whole week, man.
Like, I guess Stacy, he's saying that like Josh was talking shit about him behind his back, and then like just saying all this mad shit, and then Josh comments like on his status on social media, is like, "What the hell are you talking about? Like, I didn't say anything," and he's like, "Fuck you! You know what you said." You know, and
Stacey
it's
Jordan,
like-
but you also have to put into consideration. We don't know if Stacey Jordan's just pulling on legs too, because this dude is a goofball,
he
man.
It could be a
He could
mental
play the
game.
mental
He could be
game.
Right.
He could be
So
Mystic Mac in him. You never
Stacey Jordan was the guy that when I did his interview with Nautica,
Yeah.
he's the one that gave me a bear hug. He asked for a
I
hug at the end of it.
remember Stacey.
Yeah, he was also the one that where the Nautica queen blew off her horn right in the
Yep.
middle of the damn interview. But he's a really cool guy. So
Yeah,
I
he
don't
is,
really see Stacey Jordan being that aggressive, but at the same time, you guys might be
Oh,
right.
You piss anyone off, it could be legit too. Maybe he saw something. Maybe he saw something that Josh put on social media and he got offended, man.
Yeah, he could have taken
It's-
something
it
out of
is very
context.
possible.
Just
It is possible.
I mean, hell, people take shit that we say out of context
all the time.
all the time.
We had to change the
see-
buttons.
We
Right.
say
We
say
talk
all
about
that.
pirates now. We're the fuck.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
talking shit about fighters. Like, hey, fuck, man.
But
We had a clipper ship come through our warehouse.
Why are pirates so angry?
yeah,
Because they are. Oh, now we're talking shit about fighters. Nope, just pirates.
that's what happens. And then
my
let's
God.
talk about James Neff and Robert Johnston. I think this is a good fight for James, man. He's coming off of is it 2 or 3?
I
losses?
believe
think
it's.
2.
I think it's 3. Let me check.
Is it 3? I know he lost to Tyree. He lost to Jordan Beverly.
We're looking at
And those were 2.
2 losses. He won against George Pointer on his
That's right.
most recent
And then,
win.
But like the Jordan Beverly one, I don't think was a hard pill for him to swallow. No pun intended. But
The Tyree
'Cause he went-
Johnson
the
was.
Johnson-
Beverly
Yeah.
went pro right after that, didn't he? Didn't Beverly, or he was going to go pro?
He didn't.
No?
He ended up he had taken a couple more fights because he fought the Iron Tiger heavyweight.
Oh, yeah, that's
guy
right.
And lost. But no, James's last fight against Tyree Johnson
That
was a hard one. Is he was
winning. Yeah.
and then he just got caught, and yeah, James had it took James a little bit to get over that fight mentally,
Yeah.
I think, and for a while, I think he wanted to just call it quits, and it really tested his mental fortitude, and it took a lot of people that were close to him to kind of pull him together and go, hey man, look at what you've done, because again, he made that his heavyweight debut, so he lost all the weight, because he fought. When he fought Jordan, he was like 340, 350,
Right.
and then he goes and he fights Tyree at heavyweight now, about 100 pounds lighter than he was for his last fight. He felt great, phenomenal shape. So it took everybody around him, close to him, to say, hey, man, don't give this up, keep going, it's not over, and so last time I talked to James, man, he was like 227 or something like that.
He's looking great. We saw him at Honor 5 or Honor 7. Wow, I don't know why I wanted to call it Honor 5. No, we actually saw him. He was a part of the entourage for 2 of the fights, I believe, and he looks great.
Slim Sexy.
Yeah, Slim Sexy.
As a matter of fact, you actually made a comment on it on the commentary.
Call it
about
medium sexy.
middle sexy.
Yeah,
from
middle
weight.
sexy.
Middle sexy.
So it was. I bet you he looked at
My
that.
bad for changing your nickname. Sorry, don't get mad.
It's okay. I'm sure that he
Slim
probably
Sexy
saw it.
sounds better anyway.
Right.
That's fine.
I don't know.
With
Shady.
Robert Johnson, he's 3-7. James is 4-6. Robert, the last time I personally seen him fight was when he fought at an IT a couple years ago, and he comes on. He likes to throw it on, man.
Yeah, I think this fight's gonna go as far as like pace and style, kind of how the Neff and Tyree fight went. They're in a battle for position while just trying to, throw bombs.
Right.
Head movement, big right hands. But James keeps showing up in better shape every fight. If he gets, a mouthpiece that doesn't fly out because it's only this long.
Right.
A tiny ass little mouthpiece.
What is that? Just cover up the front 2 teeth?
It's just a
it's-
comfort thing for
yeah.
him, really, too.
Yeah.
I mean, some people, like, if it hits your back molar, it's a gag reflex, especially when you bite down. Some people have to cut it, and if you don't have a custom molded mouthpiece, like one you have to send for and they send it back, like football mouthpieces, they're just uncomfortable. Like, I remember playing football, I would cut mine all the time. It's easier to breathe.
I chew mine.
easier
I
to
chew on
talk.
mine.
So I mean, it could just be a comfort thing. It could, you never know. But if he can keep that in, because if it's flying out of your mouth, it's not attached very well.
Right.
You're either, some people play with that mouthpiece when they're fighting, which pisses me off more than anything. I'm like, put your fucking mouthpiece in. Like, I hate that. But
Right.
it's a habit. It's a like chewing gum and like you're blowing bubbles and you don't even know it. It's the same thing when you're in there and all of a sudden your mouthpiece is sitting outside your mouth and then you get hit.
Yeah.
Oh, geez.
Not that that's what he does, but it's
My lip got split. I pushed it out, and it formed a gap between my mouthpiece and my teeth, and my lip when I got punched, went inside that gap and underneath that.
Yeah,
right
your
there.
canine.
Sliced it in half, man. That was bad.
But I think if Neff is comfortable in this fight. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be ready. I'm sure Victory and Black will have him ready. If he's comfortable, I think he could do really well in this fight.
Yeah, no, I agree. Here's a name we haven't seen for a while, Damone Hawkins. His fight is saying he's going up against a Dusty. Is it Cruz?
Caruso, yep.
Caruso.
And is this a catch weight or are they going at 70?
They're going 55.
55,
Yep.
okay.
Yep, 55.
And Damone, I mean, I know he fought KO Butler. Was that KO's first fight?
KO's first fight, yeah.
And then KO won that one. And that
No,
was-
KO lost that.
Did he lose?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Holy shit, where the fuck am I at?
Yeah, KO lost that by
all right.
decision.
It's a
And
week.
that was a scrap. Like that was KO. Like even if you ask him, he's like, man, that was the first his first fight was the first lesson where he couldn't just go in there, just amped up throwing bombs the whole time because he missed the bell.
I almost corrected you on the fight that because the name.
But Damone Hawkins is super athletic, fast. He hits hard. He's smart, and he's still young. 2-1, hasn't fought in 3.5, 4 years.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, when I was looking this up, you're looking at the first fight, or his last fight, was for the NAFs, Challenge 28. So, and that's why I was saying I was going to correct you because of KO's name. I wasn't sure of.
No,
Oh, 'cause
So
back
it's-
then he was Dorns.
Yeah, he was Dorn's butler, so I was like, wait, what?
I mean he's still Dorns, but it's KO.
It's KO.
So yeah, you're right. It was 2014 with his most recent fight.
And then Dusty, and then the little bit that I've seen of him, like he looks like, a strong kid. He's got a good double. That's really all I know about him. There's
only one fight.
yeah. It's if he gets on top, he seems heavy and strong, but this could be a 3-round fight. One guy avoiding takedowns and moving a lot, the other guy trying to get one. And I'm saying that because I don't know how Cruz's movement's going to be if he can't get a takedown. But this is another one that obviously I'm going to have a front row seat for, but it could be another fun fight to watch. And I know Damone's ready and motivated, so
We got Ben Mees and Terry Demore.
We haven't seen Ben Meese in a while.
He's boxing.
Well, yeah, he's been boxing, but we haven't seen him.
He was up here cross training a couple months ago, just kind of.
Yeah, seen him in a couple months.
Oh, that's right, he was
Time
here.
check.
Oh, we're good, dude. 8 minutes 53 seconds.
But yeah, Terry's been boxing too. Both of these guys have been recently on the boxing scene.
Yeah,
So
getting their hands right, and this fight. Terry's been more active
yeah,
than Ben lately, but man, this is a close fight. This is hard to. It's really hard to pick who has an upper hand.
I mean, last time I seen Terry MMA wise was Summit County Fairgrounds, and he won that by decision. And I remember he grinded that one out, man. He take-downs.
Didn't he fight Darnell too?
Yeah, he fought Darnell Truitt on the 6:30 of last year. Champion, Fight Fest.
But he lost to Darnell.
Yeah, he did. It was in round 1 at 1 minute 34 seconds.
Submission?
Rear naked. Yep.
And Ben
Last time we saw him,
was against Michael Ado.
which
And-
not an easy fight.
Not an easy fight. Ado just won his third title, his 8th fight in a row.
2.5, but yeah.
2.5. He's already got another one scheduled for mid-February.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Dude's a freaking dominator.
Ben's a good. He's a good boxer, man. I got
Yeah.
an
He's a great. I mean, he's a pretty
I got
good
an
striker too.
opportunity to spar with him.
Not two,
a couple
but-
months ago, and
Yeah, he showcases a lot of his striking skills on the last couple of MMA fights that we've seen him in. But at the same time, his ground game, his takedown defense is actually pretty well too. So he seems pretty well rounded as a fighter.
right.
Yeah, it's like the last fight against Ado, he just pretty much got blitzed. Like Ado just got him on the cage, and that was really it.
Right.
But that's, like I said, Ado's not an easy fight. But like I said, that, Demore's tough. I think Demore might have an advantage on the ground, but Mies is really athletic, and he's got hands. So that's another tough fight.
Moving on to a little bit more experience, we got Tyree Johnson.
A little bit.
And who's the guy who's facing? The guy's 3-2.
Jaden Talker.
Talker.
Have you ever heard of him?
No.
Where's he from?
I can find that all out for you because that's my duties. All right, he's out of Ohio. He's 245 pounds last recorded weight, 5'10", male, 23 years old. Well, obviously he's male, but anyways.
It's male.
Battle of the sexes. That's coming.
His longest layoff was about 1 year and 2 months and 1 day. That's just because I like to be weird with all this information. This is awesome.
Say, what city's he out of or camp?
It doesn't say that, and that's what we always come into. He has 2 wins, 1 loss. Or, I'm sorry. Whoa, that's wrong. 3 wins, 2 losses. 2 of his wins were of KO or TKO. 1 decision win, and then he's got 1 loss due to knockout or 1 loss to knockout, 1 decision loss as well. You're looking at people that he's went up against: Peyton Rose, Curtis Tobin. He won against him, lost against Rose. Ted Reedy, I'm gonna imagine, but his
Ted
record,
Reedy?
yeah. And then you
Did
got
he win or
Hayden.
lose that?
He actually lost to Ted Reedy.
Okay.
He lost in 2017 against Ted Reedy, round 2 TKO. 2 minutes and 39 seconds on that one. Then he's also fought against Hayden Radabaugh and then Shane Price, won against both of them.
Yeah, Reedy's the only one I'm familiar with on that list, and Reedy's tough. That's not not a pushover. So, but yeah, I don't know a whole lot about Jaden. I know a whole lot about Tyree.
Yeah, Tyree's been on the scene for a very long time. I mean, he's got 21 fights.
Yeah,
So
Tyree's not
Rumors
one.
has
this is his 21st fight. Yeah,
rumor has it that this is after this fight, man, he's done.
Tyree is
This
going to
isn't
stop?
Now, this isn't something coming from people who are close to him or from him in general. It's just kind of through the grapevine kind of thing.
right.
But we don't know.
Yeah, and Tyree's been in here to cross train too, so he gets a win. He could try and go pro. You never know. He has the fights. He gets a win. It's
Even if he wins this fight, he's still got technically a losing record, right?
yeah.
Well,
10-11.
But he's got double the fights you need. So the commission will always make exceptions too. All right, you've had enough fights.
Yeah, he can petition it.
Yeah, go throw some head kicks and elbows. You're good. So, and he won't ever want to get into boxing or whatever. Tyree's at a point where he has to pick a direction and just go for it.
Right.
And he gets a win here. It's time to make that decision. So, but it's a good fight for him.
What's the next fight? We got
Jacob
Bostic.
Bostic and Dustin Shannon.
Dustin Shannon. I know. I said Dustin. His brother Dale. Is it Dale?
I think it's Dale.
Dalton. Or
No, I don't know.
Dylan?
Now you're confusing me.
Is it Dylan? Dylan Shannon?
I don't know.
It's a D. Starts with a D.
I think there's a thing that goes around in their family with the names that start with
Amateur
D.
boxer. I believe he's got his older brother's. I think it's his older brother. Shit, I don't even know. But regardless, Dustin had a very his 1-1.
1-1. Yep.
And I think the fight that he lost was actually against a guy who's making claims that he was going to be going pro. Guy still hasn't gone pro.
Joseph Rodriguez, his last fight.
I think he lost that by decision.
No, that was a win against Joseph Rodriguez, his most recent fight.
No, the one that he lost.
The one that he lost was through a tile thang.
Yeah,
It was a catch weight. It was submission, rear naked choke in round 1 at 2 minutes 59 seconds. He had 1 second.
Yeah, it could have been that, or it could have been he answer the bell. But and then Bostic, because I mean I don't know much about Dustin's fighting style, but I know a lot about Jacobs.
And you know, Jacob is a kid with a ton of potential, like a ton of potential. He has good movement. He's good on the ground. You know, his striking's coming along. It's not to where his grappling is, but you know, if he really dedicates and decides that this is what he really wants to do, it'll catch up.
Right.
You know how some people they can get by just on what they're good at. Mm-hmm. You know, whether it's boxing, wrestling, or whatever. You can get 4 or 5 fights and just coast through just on that. But then once you're 4-1, 3-2, that next fight,
Yeah.
if you're not semi-balanced, you're gonna get in trouble.
Right, you're going up the rankings a little bit.
Bostic's kind of like in between camps right now. I think he's officially independent.
I think
but he's
so.
been bouncing around, kind of where he can, kind of like doing with the Devontae.
Well, I know
thing,
it's
just bouncing around, getting different looks.
Well, he coaches wrestling, so right now it's
Right.
busy for him. But he's Warehouse Warriors mostly. He's coming to Apex sometimes, just depending on what he has time for.
And he's been doing some cross training with Caven and Damone.
Yep.
Who are also on the card. We
Yeah.
just got him talking about them as well. So, not knowing Dustin's style of fighting, but knowing Jacobs, and seeing. I mean, anybody who looks up footage of Jacob will know how he fights. So, it's and like you said, depending on your style of fighting, you can coast
Yep.
a long time if you're good at one style, but eventually you're going to fight somebody who's kind of
He can negate what you're good at.
Yeah.
He doesn't have, if it's wrestling, he doesn't have to out wrestle you.
right.
He's got to sprawl and get away and put hands on you.
And Jacob found that out when he fought Canyon. Canyon was able to, it was a very one-dimensional game plan, and he.
Yeah. One of the things about with that, Jacob won that first round.
Oh yeah.
He won the first round. Second, I don't know if it was the hit or if he was a little bit gassed from trying to force that rear naked in, but he even said he took a bad shot.
Yeah.
And Canyon took advantage of it. But the thing, as a coach, where you're like, okay, good, he knows that. He said that himself.
Right.
So he's learned from that.
Right.
So hopefully that sticks. And in the cage when the door shuts, sometimes you forget shit. Sometimes the pressure gets to you. Everybody's first round is different than their second round when they're new.
Right.
With experience, comes the composure. But yeah, this I think Bostic could do really well in this fight if he, like I said, he keeps his composure.
Yeah. No, I agree 100%. What's the next fight?
Nick Morgan, Marvin Rolls.
Marvin. Nice. We've seen him at Nautica as well.
Man, this is one of those fights where it could be over real quick or just a 3-round. It's hard to pick on this one. Morgan's a tough kid. He's if you pull up his record,
I don't have it.
he's 3-1-1. So he doesn't quit. It's not like you're close to a choke. He's tapping.
Right.
And then you have Marvin Rolls. I mean, he's 7-8. He's a vet. He's assuming he's coming in just ready to go. But yeah, it's like I said, it's not going to be like a dynamic fight.
Yeah.
You're not going to see any jumping, spinning back kicks and shit like that. But it's forehead to forehead grind is what I'm expecting. So, what do you got?
I've got nothing coming up
All right.
on either one of them. I put in Nick and I put in Marvin. I might be spelling their last names wrong. Spelling Marvin Rolls for me.
That was what, Roes?
2 L's.
Oh, okay. No, I did that right. Oh, ES.
Yeah, I was about to say yes. But
There he is.
Read down the list of people he's fought. Let's start with that.
We've got a while.
Do the last five.
Saying-
Just the last five.
Okay, so his fighter team is Pinland MMA is what it's showing. We don't know if that's going to be correct right now, but he's 32 years old.
I don't care about his personal stats. I just want to know.
Okay, you want to know who he
Yeah,
has
last
fought.
last five. What's his record? Who do you fight?
Okay, here we go. Last four. Roy Nichols Jr. Would be in 2018.
He won that one. Right?
Yeah.
And that was at Nautica.
Yep.
It was Nautica round. Went all 3 rounds. It was a decision fight. You're looking at most recent loss was against a Joshua Barbie.
How did he lose that?
He lost that one in round 1 guillotine choke.
Over pursuing. So I was
Yep.
head to head. Just
1 minute 30 seconds
Pressure.
in round 1. Josh Barbie locked that in quick.
And then what was the one before the Josh Barbie one?
Robert Johnston. He won against Robert Johnston in IT 76. That was
In August.
in
That was
August.
that was the last one that was when we saw Robert.
That's right.
So
2017.
and then how did that one end?
That one ended in the first round, 2 minutes 59 seconds against. He put in a rear naked choke on Robert.
Alright, so yeah, it's
Yeah, he's like I said. It's pressure. Both guys moving forward. You're not gonna have a lot of space in this fight. It's one of those ones where if that's how you're gonna fight, you put your head in the wrong spot, you get caught in something. That's how I see this fight going either way. So
You know, and this guy's record, man, it doesn't seem like he's had any kind of streak. Either way you look at it,
You're just
other
a
than
warrior.
he's
I mean, he goes in.
Those are the ones that I call 500 fighters. Those are the ones
Yeah.
where like you'll win one, lose one, win one. Lose
His
one.
longest
It's
streak
just-
is like a 3 loss streak, and that was in around 2011. His longest win
to-
streak
Go to
is
the top. Does it have the to be determined like at the top of his scrotum? Scrotum.
or if you say the top, it's up top.
At
Yeah, it
the
has
top
it.
of his like. Does it have the person that he's fighting?
Yeah, it
Yeah,
shows.
click the person that he is supposed to fight next.
Oh no, it doesn't have that.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, it doesn't show anything. Right now, he's not even
Sometimes
scheduled.
it shows like who he's supposed to fight next, and it just hasn't, updated yet. So,
Yeah.
but regardless, what's the next fight?
the next fight is Luke Shokan and Mason Delise.
Delise? We'll go Delise. It sounds better.
Delise.
Joe, Luke, we just saw him fight at the last Cage Thunder card,
Yep.
the day before Thanksgiving fight, Cage Thunder 5, and he looked good, man.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I mean, Luke definitely looked good. And
Solid
when we-
transitions.
when
smooth.
we talked to him, and he just was really just concerned with one thing, and that was training and consistency, was getting back in the cage. He's just trying to make 2019 his year, so he's just expect. What's his record? What's he sitting at right now?
Shokan's 4-2.
4-2. Expect a lot of fights from Luke this year. I think that as long as he stays consistent and he's winning, he's going to try to jump on as many fights as he can. So, like I said, he
I
wins
wouldn't-
this
I'd-
fight. I see him possibly getting on the March 23rd, possibly the April Cage Thunder. I think with who he's
Is there an
with,
April Cage Thunder?
There's supposed to be. Yeah, there's supposed to
Because
be.
I was
Yeah,
saying
the-
because April is also Golden Glove, so a lot of guys are gonna be
I
going
think
with that.
they're. It's not confirmed, but I think they were talking late April.
Because the Golden Gloves are the 19th and 20th.
Yeah, I think we were.
And then we have booked, Honor's got May 4th. May the 4th be with you. Star Wars themed
That's the
fight.
Millersburg fight.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then late June,
And then if Millersburg does well,
July, and then August
Nautica,
24th at Nautica.
and then September will be closing out the last one. And
Well, September will be the last All-Ami show. October will be the Pro-Am, finish out the year. So
and
those
then Cage Thunders will be November's.
November, December, most likely. Yep. And maybe in July. Just depends.
But yeah,
I don't want to
so
think about
with-
those last 2
but
months.
With Luke, with who he's with, you don't see a lot of Aries fighters on honor cards.
Right.
They like to stick to like
Yankee Lake,
and Cage
Cage
Thunder.
Thunder.
So if Jarvis decides to have a show in April, I would expect Luke to be on that. Hell, win or lose this fight, as long as he doesn't land himself like a 90-day suspension if he loses. But yeah, definitely see him back. Hell, He
If
might
he
even
wins
jump on
this,
another
I
promotion
wouldn't
soon.
be surprised if he starts calling for a title shot. Be
Right.
5-2, 2 wins in a row. And he's fighting at 125.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so you could see him and Drew Dixon at 25.
That'd be good.
That'd be a
Right.
good, you know,
Good little
OFAC.
scrap, yeah.
So
OFAC too. Yeah.
there's some competition
Well,
for
hell,
him. He wins this.
possibly probably see Dakota try to jump Dakota Day on that
Yeah.
as well. So even though Dakota just came off that loss, he lost by decision, and he's still he's 5-4. So the fights are there.
And I don't know a whole lot about the Mason DeLees.
Well,
It says he trains with Team Henzo Gracie. So I'm
Really?
going to assume he's got a pretty solid ground
Ground game,
game,
right, yeah.
which is where when we watched Luke, striking was good, but as soon as he got to the ground different levels of competition, and Luke was the superior grappler.
I'll tell you what, man, this guy is pretty. I don't know. Judging by what I see on paper, the kid's quick. You're looking at his fastest win was in 55 seconds of the
How
first
was it?
round.
Submission, KO.
I believe that one was. Oh, that was his most recent fight, actually, in October of last year. You're looking at submission, rear naked choke, Fight Night 3 is the promotion. Round 1, 55 seconds against an Anthony Moffitt.
So 4 months ago.
And the kid's quick, man. He's able to, well, he's a flyweight, so it doesn't.
He better be quick.
Yeah.
125.
He's gonna need to be quick.
Right. So you're looking at,
Honestly, and just with both fighters, especially if he's primarily a ground guy, and Luke is a very good wrestler type of ground grappler. We could be looking at another 3-round grind here.
Yeah.
well,
It's gonna be a
that and
chess
also.
match.
He may have showcased a little bit of power in with this because he's got a knockout in 1 minute and 45 seconds of round 2. That was his debut.
Now,
So-
when you get a guy that's good at jiu-jitsu on the ground and you get a grind in that first round, that opens up a whole lot of striking for that second round.
Yeah.
Okay.
You tire the guy out. He's waiting for the shot. Hands are dropping.
Right.
And you'll see a lot of and it's hard for you to watch for this because you're on the camera. But when you watch, when they change levels like they're shooting, you look for that power, whether it's an overhand right or left, because then they're waiting for the shot. And every grappler has this in their arsenal.
Okay.
Change level, go for the shot, throw that overhand right. Or
Which is-
left to throw a southpaw.
Right, right.
And sometimes when it lands, it puts them on their ass.
Okay.
So,
Now, was that a TKO?
No, that was a total knockout. Referee stoppage due to strikes. So
Technical knockout?
yeah, technical
Yeah,
knockout.
so that could have been an easy. He was already
flurry
on top of
of-
the guy, just
but
happened to
it,
transition.
he could have
to a
just been
better
covering
position.
and not defending
Yeah,
himself.
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
So
he could have already been on top of the guy.
Right.
and
I misread
just-
it. I thought it was
that's
a
what's
full
weird too. You
knockout.
have submission to strikes, referee stoppage to strikes, TKO to strikes. They're all pretty much the same damn thing.
Right. I misread it. I was looking at where it said TKO, and I didn't see they updated everything, so it's
It's 2 wins, one punch and one choking. So,
one punch and one choking.
but I mean, shit. Then last fight, it's Lucas and Braden.
Yeah, and so we talked about that at the beginning of the podcast. Again, it's really looking for. I think it's a good main event, and
Oh man, it is.
It is
know-
a solid card. We're gonna be busy.
yeah, we're definitely.
Do you understand where I told Amber before I left the house exactly who the main event was going to be? And she goes, I like both of them. How am I supposed to root for which one I like? And I was like, well,
You have to be non-biased. You can't root.
that's exactly what
Can't do it. Can't root for any of them.
I know. Not allowed.
Then you get to
You're
then
wearing
it's the pirate effect, and we're fucked again.
you're killed.
Fucking say anything.
Everybody just gets angry.
You tell your fiance to
Should I just kill
her
you?
goddamn mouth.
My body's
So thanks for
rejecting-
listening. He's dead.
My body's rejecting laughing right now.
You don't fucking. You're not allowed
God.
to have an opinion. Your fiance is not allowed to have an
Oh my
opinion.
God, I love Amber so much. She is a comedic relief and not knowing it, and it is great. I love it.
Man, so next
There's a
week.
picture that was taken at Honor that is hilarious.
Oh, her going straight face first and eating the freaking.
I didn't post it. Yeah,
pretty
I'm
sweet.
not gonna fucking post it.
What
Just,
happened?
no, it's the face that she's making is hilarious. I'll show it to you.
Dude, please do. I also found out that she ate fucking
send it to
carpet,
you.
and I didn't even
She-
see it.
I didn't
Dude, she was right behind you guys.
Oh, she tripped on the stairs. That's right.
I guess. So I guess what happened
We
was,
did that on recording. No, she tripped up the stairs or something.
and she looks at the DJ, and then looks at fucking Corbin, and Corbin goes, "Oh," and she goes, "Corbin saw me do it, and I'm sober, so I had to drink to get rid of that embarrassment."
Yeah, that's why she got drunk, huh?
I mean, it didn't help the fact that I pulled her into the fucking ring and had Josh Sines sing her happy birthday in the whole Ring of Honor.
But no, there's like I said, there's a picture, man. You guys, I took it. I was like, I was gonna put it on the website.
Did
And I'm
Amber
like,
know that you took this picture?
Yeah, you guys were together. It was in front of the backdrop. Remember, I had you guys get together.
You'll
on the
see.
backdrop?
When you see it, you'll be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And like, you guys are both
Save
smiling.
it. Shit, like hide it.
No, you guys are both smiling. But I was gonna put it on the website, and then I seen it, and I was like, no, I can't do that to Amber, because it's an embarrassing photo. I mean, me, like if someone posted that of me, I'd be like, dude, take it down. No, it's not like
It's nothing bad. It's just
no, it's not bad.
You'll
It's
see.
just
You'll see.
the way
Okay.
the way her eyes are big, and like she's kind of got this Peter Griffin look, man. Like, if you cut the face out, just the face,
Oh my god!
you'll see what I'm talking about.
Now I get why you did.
And we're not making fun of Amber.
No, when you see it, you're gonna be like, God damn it.
Not making fun of you,
Oh my
Amber. if you listen to
God.
this, but
Which would make you.
way better than the drunk photos that we got of you that I haven't posted.
Oh my god, she was so lit. I'm trying to take her home. She's talking to these random girls, and she keeps telling me, their names are this. Oh my god, Matt. And I was like, oh, babe,
So
we need to leave.
let's preview next week. So
Yeah, next week on the podcast, we've actually got UFC
newcomer.
coming
Yeah.
in. Jeff Hughes, he's the #1 ranked heavyweight in Ohio,
Yeah.
professional heavyweight in Ohio.
Until he went to the UFC.
Until he went to the UFC. Actually went on the UFC Contender Series.
Whooped ass.
Knocked the fuck out of this dude and got called up, got the contract. That was like 7 months ago or some shit. I remember talking to him, and he goes, man, if I would have known that it was going to take this long to get a fight, he's like, I wouldn't have fucking quit my job.
Oh no!
And just because you get into the UFC
Right.
doesn't mean that you're going to,
Yeah.
just jump right in, unless there's like a short
And then he
fight.
kind of
Again, it
got
also goes
he kind of
with-
got screwed a little bit with them doing the Ultimate Fighter heavyweights.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
So they've got
But
him
the guy
sitting
that
there.
he beat in that other organization was on that show.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. So it's like
Well,
now,
hell, it
now
took.
they're like, let's see how these guys do before we give Hughes a fight. So he's just sitting there like, it's some bullshit.
yeah, like,
Well, didn't it take almost 4 months for Miocic to get onto a card for the UFC as well?
dude,
Because-
that was years ago. Man.
I know. I'm just saying.
No, Miocic's first fight was pretty quick.
Was
but,
it?
Yeah, because he went from the NWFS.
I mean, he got the con. He
Yeah.
didn't get.
He got
there was no
right.
contender series back then.
Yeah, he
They-
Well,
went
yeah, that's
straight.
true, that's
but
true.
he had about 4 or 5 months in between fights for sure. It
Yeah.
wasn't like consistency, but
Because I know that he went in on his debut fight, and they said that I can't remember exactly for sure, but I want to say he was on because let's face it, he's a firefighter for Cleveland. So
Oh, was he a firefighter back then?
yeah,
he was a firefighter. That was his
But
profession.
he's
I just didn't know if he was.
I think his third or fourth fight was Stefan Struve, so he climbed the ranks real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember his first. The guy. I'm pretty sure
Shane-
the first guy that he fought
Shane
wasn't
something.
wasn't
I
anything
can't
special.
I think the dude died that he fought. It's one of those guys. But
I don't know.
anyway,
Without
anyway,
looking at, but anyway, yeah.
so
Regardless,
we'll have Jeff Hughes on.
Jeff Hughes on, and then we're actually we're bringing in. I don't know her full name, but her name is Anna.
Anna,
Now she has her own clothing line.
own clothing line. She does her own, like they do their own little podcast. Awesome girl. She worked for the NWFS with me. Shit, 9
Now,
years ago.
We are planning on bringing her in if all goes well, and we like her and we like her personality, and
No
I like
pressure.
her
No
getting
pressure.
an opportunity to talk with her and seeing what she can bring. We're not adding her as a permanent part of
The podcast.
Right.
But she's actually going to take over interviewing duties when KO
Fights
fights.
in the
Right.
cage. Yep.
So,
And then she can share like the pre-interviews too. Get her
Exactly.
some
Yeah,
of those.
definitely.
but I think it's going to be a.
But she has a great personality. She's
Yeah, if all
personable.
goes
She's
well.
she's good on a mic, and
So-
it's a different look because there's
Exactly.
hardly any females doing this that aren't UFC or Bellator.
Right. Well, it's really funny. I'm going to bring this up because I was embarrassed as hell. So the new, I'm sorry, I don't remember her name. The new female fighter for our for Apex.
No, yeah, you thought she.
So yeah, I'm telling her, I was like, hey, we need to get crew photos, and I looked directly at her, and I was like, that means you too, thinking that it was her. And Brian looks at me and goes, hey, by the way, that's not Anna. I was like, well then who the fuck is she?
It's a new girl on the team, but hey, shit happens.
Oh snap.
Yeah, next week will be a good interview. Reviewing the fights. You know, Hughes is limited on time. You know,
Right.
so
Yeah, we'll break it down.
we'll let him talk some shit.
We're gonna break it down into 2 segments. We're gonna have the interview with Hughes, and
You know what? Just to
and
save
then
face, I'm
we're
gonna get
go
out.
ahead and we'll break, and then we'll come back in, and we'll have Anna on and
review
then
the fights.
We'll
'cause-
review the
and Anna's going to
fights.
be at the fights Saturday night.
Sweet.
She'll be able to review them with us too and just see what we do. But yeah, it'll be
So next week is
big turn.
Next week when we do Cage Thunder 6 recap, we will
Yeah.
we'll break it into 2 segments. It'll be a 2-segment episode. So, and speaking of recap, so if anybody was wondering and has made it this far in the podcast,
Oh man.
we did not do a recap for Honor Fighting Championship 7 due to weather. We never actually got around to doing it, and now
It's all a little too
It's-
late.
it's a little too late now.
The videos are already out.
and
Everyone knows.
The videos are out, the footage is out. Everyone knows the results. It's been posted by Josh Hines, posted it. Bluegrass MMA has posted. Everybody knows the results. We don't need to talk about it right now. We need to focus on Cage Thunder, our other sponsor, our other promotion.
Right.
So
You know, last weekend was hell for Akron. I mean, they called for 30 inches of snow. We actually did get 26 inches in some portions of Akron. So I'm sure that everybody else is not going to be.
78 inches in my goddamn driveway.
It was
pit.
so much snow that it broke his Equinox.
Yeah, it broke my goddamn car. But anyway, so
We need a GoFundMe for Norm.
Yeah, but we have we're starting to get a list of people that want to come on the podcast. So, keep watching, like, share, follow, and
Definitely. And don't think for a second if we didn't call you back that we're not thinking about you. Trust me, we've got a lot on our plate. So we're trying to organize everything. You'll get your phone calls.
all right, guys, good podcast, and can't wait for this Saturday, man.
Yeah.
Cage Thunder 6 at the American Legion in Kent.
if you don't have tickets, fightertix.com. Support your local MMA.
Until next time.
Later.